So you're thinking to yourself, I wanna be a porn star.
All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayer's Live. Yes, it's another live stream. And today is going to be a fun Alexandra Mayer's Live because I want to promote my friend Greg Lions' latest book. I've been meaning to do a little brief reading of his book for a while now. I've just had a lot going on, as many of you know and as many of you have seen. But I have time this evening to read a bit of his book, talk about Greg, talk about just a lot of the cool things that he does. And if you are curious about this book or you want to purchase this book, if it piques your interest, please do support Greg. The link is in the description below when it comes to purchasing his book from Amazon.com. Also, if you want to follow Greg on Instagram and get to know him, you can find his link to his Instagram in the description also. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just show you guys the cover of the book first. Here we are. Secret Confessions of an 80s Porn Star. Rod Pierce, as told to Greg Lions. Now, there's something very special about Greg Lions, just like there's something special about me. Greg Lions is a retired adult entertainment industry actor. He's a retired porn star, just like I am. And what you will find is that those of us who manage to have survived the adult entertainment industry, who go on in life, we do a lot of really cool things. We wear many hats. Greg is not just an actor. He's also a talented songwriter, a musician, a comedian. He does a little bit of stage magic too. I've seen him do it. And he's just a really interesting guy, but he's a phenomenal writer. He's written more than one book, but we're just going to get into Secret Confessions of an 80s Porn Star today. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and start the read. And I hope that all of you like it. I really do. Now, the book itself is dedicated to dreamers who refuse to live the life of others. To dreamers who refuse to live the life others try to impose upon them. So this book is dedicated to people just like me. And maybe people like you too. Who knows? So I'm not going to obviously read the whole book or anything, but I do want to give you all like a bit of a teaser as to what it's about, and we'll just go from there. And this is going to be my first initial reaction because I haven't had a chance to read the book yet, but I'll probably end up completing it later tonight. All right, Preface, 2007. Stand down, Rod. Seeing that name sent a chill down my spine. The Cinder knew. He called me the name of someone I killed and buried 26 years ago. Now there it was, right in front of me, sent by a stranger from the internet. How can this be? I was being blackmailed. In order to understand what was going on here, we need to go back 28 years to 1979. La Spezia, Italy. That was the year I was born. Liberty. I was actually doing it. I had had enough. A month underwater in a nuclear submarine with 100 other guys, and only one of whom I could call an actual friend. A 19-year-old black guy named Martin from Newark, New Jersey. Even so, I didn't tell him of my plan. It was my birthday. I had just turned 20 years old, and this was my present to myself. Dove, la station? Where's the train station? The Italian phrase I had memorized yielded me the directions I needed to begin my journey. I hopped on a train to Firenze, Florence. From there, I had to change trains to Aeroporti di Roma. I arrived there at 2 a.m. I was exhausted. My flight was not until 9 the following morning. I climbed into a luggage bin and fell asleep. I awoke to the sound of people walking to their gates. It was 8 a.m. I had an hour to get to mine. Here's where things got hairy. I would stand out like a sore thumb. An American with a Navy ID. Would I get snagged while waiting online or in line? The Italian police guards were walking with the Uzi machine guns slung over their shoulders. They were on high alert. There had been a horrible terrorist attack just a week ago. Civilians had been killed by a madman. I showed my military ID. My only luggage was a small gym bag with a few pairs of underwear. Not even a raised eyebrow as the guard waved me through onto my flight to Kennedy Airport in New York City. I was UA, unauthorized absent, heading home with no intention of setting foot onto a submarine ever again. Coincidentally, I was flying UA, United Airlines. Was that an omen? I arrived at Kennedy and now faced another customs official. No passport. I showed my military ID card. You're in the Navy? The customs guy asked. Yeah, thinking this was it. He's going to call the cops and off I go. My son's in the Navy too. Have a nice day. Heavy sigh of relief. I took my gym bag and off I went. Cut to New York City, USA. Now here's my dilemma. I can't get a straight job because they do a background check, and my being wanted by the Navy will pop up. Then it's off to the brig with ye. Rounded up by pirates. Solution? Work off the books. There I was in the exhibit hall of the New York Coliseum during the 1979 travel show. I was working as a salesman for my Uncle Bill's latest entrepreneurial venture, a travel discount card. He had not asked me a lot of questions about my departure from the Navy. He was cool like that. My job was talking to convention goers about signing up for it. One guy, a short dark fellow with a beard, seemed more interested in me than in what I was talking about. Do you want a job? He asked me. I am looking for employment, yes. Here's my card. Call me. I may have something for you. Who was this mystery man offering me a job? What was the job? He told me to come to his office in a building on the northwest corner of 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. When I arrived for my interview, I noticed that on the ground floor street level was a porn emporium called Show World Center. His office was up on the 8th floor of this building. I didn't think the two were related, but they were. This guy's name was Ron Martin. He ran the live show theaters downstairs in Show World. I need a tech man, someone to run the films and announce the performers on and off stage. Do you think you can do that? Sure. Great. You're hired. I had just landed a paying gig in New York off Broadway I had just landed a paying gig in New York off-Broadway theater. I would have a steady off-the-books paycheck. Ron sealed the deal by producing a silver spoon, dipping it into a glass flask, and offering me a healthy spoonful of cocaine. I had never done coke before, but not wanting to appear ungrateful, I didn't hesitate. Just snorted it up my nose and got that euphoric feeling in numb teeth. Cut to Show World Center, 8th Ave, New York City, 1979. My first night on the job, I met this human troll named Jack Archer, who appeared to be about 75 years of hard living old. He was the day shift guy. He explained what I would have to do. It's a piece of cake. Just, he stuttered, keep an eye on the films and make sure the performers are ready to go on stage every half hour. The performers were couples having actual sex on stage. Male-female couples, and sometimes female-female. First, the woman would come out and dance for about 10 minutes. Then she would be joined by her male partner, who would lay her down on the bench and F her to whatever music the couples chose for the tech man, me, to play. So this is a really interesting read, actually, because this particular book it explains the history of the porn industry before it was the porn industry, really. That's what this is. This is actually a history book. Good job, Greg. Good job. I should probably repost this stream over on the Porn News Today channel when I think about it. So I will. Everything was smooth sailing. I got to know the quirky couples. Joey Silvera, a porno star, worked there as one of the manager's live sex performers. I played their music, made announcements on the mic to our packed audiences. Easy peasy. Then one night, Bonnie Kyle, this girl with a thick Philadelphia accent, comes in solo and explains. My partner just got busted by the cops for buying drugs. Well, who's going to do the show with you, I asked. You can just do it with me. Won't your boyfriend be jealous? He's not my boyfriend. He's just my sex partner for the shows, silly. What? Oh man, what was a fella to do? Well, she was very sexy despite that Philly accent, and her partner was being carted off to jail. So I decided the show must go on. And you know, reading this, I'll tell you, this guy who offered him the tech job, see, Greg Lions is a very, very handsome man. Even, you know, today, he's older, of course, as am I. But in his prime, you gotta look up pictures of him. He was freaking hot. I'll bet you that recruiter saw him where he initially was working the convention helping his uncle and thought, ooh, he would bring in the ladies. Thus began my career as a live sex performer, which continued for another 2 whole years. But that's a whole nother story. Let's focus on my illustrious film career here, shall we? So I'll go ahead and stop there. I might pick up things another day, another time. Hey! And look at, I sent Greg a link before I started this tonight, and he's in the chat. Hi, Greg. I know I took a long time to get to your book, but this is interesting. I want to do an interview with you soon. I'll talk to you about it through the Instagram DMs, okay? Because I want to fully read this. I might do some more teaser videos because I know a lot of the people who follow me will be interested in your book. And when I read things, I always have a lot of questions. No, we don't have to do an interview right now. Not right now. Another day. Another day. Not right now. But yeah, so everyone, make sure that you do check out Greg's book. He's in the chat. He's easy to get a hold of. You know, he's right here. But make sure you buy his book from Amazon.com. The link is in the description below. I want to thank those of you out there for tonight's live reading. I can't stay on here too long, but I'll read a bit and then I'll come back. You know, when I get to another interesting point, maybe I'll share a little bit more of the book. But I'm sure that in the near future, I will be doing an interview with the legend and the author himself, Mr. Gregory Lions. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. See you later.